Freeman 1 to Augusta 24. Do you copy? We found your goddamn animals. Now pick up.
That's good. Nigeria Chambers from Big Old Belt Media. Michael, Milcania, and Leenah, thank you so much for your time today, and congratulations on your new film, 40 Acres, coming to theaters July 2nd. How's everyone doing?
Good, good. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing this project with the world. It's a fantastic film, and I heard so much about it back at TIFF. So finally getting a chance to check it out now, I'm very excited for the opportunity to talk about it. Now, the first thing I do want to talk about is I love the representation in this film. Seeing so many people with so many different backgrounds. Obviously, we have indigenous people, and obviously we have a Latino woman from the Dominican Republic, I believe, correct?
Yes.
And then it just goes on and on and on. So obviously, as somebody who champions that, I love to see it on screen. But what was really special to me, Michael and Makanya, excuse me, Lena, was the opportunity to speak your native language on the screen. Can you talk about just how special that was for you two? And sort of what was the approach behind it? Was it something you were asked, or was it something you knew you needed to include in this?
Thank you. It's like a really important idea in indigenous culture in this moment. This idea of language revitalization. Our communities were devastated by colonialism, by that trauma, right? And part of that was the removal of languages. So in our context, as artists, filmmakers, people, activists, reclaiming that language is an essential part of our healing. So when I was asked to do the film, RT said, I've always imagined Galen. I didn't know exactly what community he was from, but you're Cree, so I want to make him Cree, and then I want to use Cree language. And so it's not something I had to ask for, right? Like when you're working with filmmakers from color, communities of color, they're already understanding representation issues.
Yes,
and
sir.
things have been erased or made absent. So I never had to ask. He was like, so I'd like you to speak Cree to your daughters. And that's an important thing. And so they provided a language expert. I learned it. And so again, that's just an example of how our communities can support each other.
I love that. Lena, anything you want to add there?
Wasn't sure if I had to speak any Cree. I always just figured that, Rain's cultural identity and her nation would always just be Galen's. And there was a couple of words thrown in for me, the like nota, father. And then there is one after we get Jada's character from sorry, I hit my head. I'm a little bit spacey right now. I'm trying to find words. But there's like a little sequence in which we talk in Cree, and I remember that was kind of very on the fly.
Yeah.
That was something that Michael brought up to me, like I would say like an hour or two before we filmed that, and he was like, "I want you to say this," and then it just kind of came to. But the Cree and the language, and it always felt just so natural and so normal. And I think it definitely it needed it. It needed that.
It did. And it really did heighten the importance in the bond between you two. And I really did appreciate that. Makanya, I want to come to you because there's what I feel is going to be probably a moment in a film that it's going to go viral, because I know it personally, and I know others of my descent will do as well. You have a moment where you're
the same one.
I'm sure you are. So there's a moment where you're listening to some Afro beats, and I find myself kind of bopping in the chair a little bit, like, "Hey, this is cool." And then she sees the fear of God. Could I tell you what? There's nothing worse than an angry, pissed off black woman. She comes in, and that moment I thought was so magically done between yourself, Katam, and Danielle. Just for you, because you also have to flip the switch from having this sort of enlightenment moment, sort of a small measure of freedom, might I say, to instantly fear. Talk to me about that moment. You saw it on papers and then obviously acted it out.
Well, what's funny about that scene is that as that song is playing, they're telling me they haven't got the song cleared yet, so I need to stop saying the lyrics. But I was just bopping to the song. I was singing along. I love the song so much. And thankfully we got cleared for the song. So
Also,
amazing. Going through that, I don't know if you've ever been caught by your parents, but
of course.
I have. There was so much to draw from just from personal experience. And just making that scenario real for myself, and trying my best to like personalize and make what that feeling of being caught is, but heighten the stakes now of like life or death in that moment, and just like being able to switch from just like this beautiful kind of intimate moment with Katam, with Emmanuel's character, with Katam's character Emmanuel, and then kind of catching his reaction, and then immediately, and of course, like Michael and Danielle, they made it easy for me to have that in that moment. I remember Michael speaking to me through that, and like how he was holding my character and making it as comfortable as possible, but making it aggressive enough that it feels like real for me as well. So yeah, it's so much fun. That was probably one of the most fun things to film, for sure.
Last question I really want to put to you all, because I loved how, and I've always valued how the constructs of family now is really genuine to what it is. And they are telling me to wrap. So I just wanted to say this then instead of a question, is that, you know, typically on TV, we see TV with mom, dad, kids, white picket fence, and animals. And I love that around in this, we saw that family meant different to everybody, but yet in unity with one another. And I would wanted to have here with your thoughts about your characters and what family defined at it. But I will say that everybody will receive something different for the definition of family due to the portrayals of the work with your characters and the bonds that this family have. It's really beautiful to see in this film. Beyond all the action and everything, it's so layered with so many good messages, and you all did a fantastic job of bringing that to life. And I really appreciate being able to share the time with you today talking about it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. 40 Acres comes to theater July 2nd. Thank you so much for the time today.
Thank you.